Our knowledge on human evolution is constantly changing, but among the general public at least, common consensus states that two things define our species and make us unique. The first of these is bipedalism, which evolved about 4.4 million years ago in a highly arboreal, meaning tree-dwelling species, called Ardipithecus. The second is that we are big-brained, with an intelligence level to match. And you can see this changing through time. Ardipithecus had a brain volume of 300 centimetres cubed, and wouldn't have appeared much different from modern apes intellectually. Australopithecus had a brain with a volume of 500 centimetres cubed, but where we really start to see a change is in Homo erectus, whose brain reached 900 centimetres cubed. Finally, modern humans have a brain size of around 1,100 centimetres cubed, which reflects our high intelligence, but also presents a significant problem when fitting through a mother's birth canal. Let me explain. Chimpanzee babies weigh around 3% of their mother's mass when they are born. Human babies, on the other hand, are huge, weighing around 6% of the mother's mass as newborns. And this causes huge problems that are made worse by our huge brains giving us huge heads, and bipedalism complicates things. See, being bipedal makes the pelvis smaller and narrower, and that makes it much more complicated for mothers to give birth. Human babies are the only apes who have to go through a 90-degree turn as they are born. This makes human birth both hard and unique, and is the reason so many mothers and babies die during childbirth. It's also the reason we often need help from midwives or doctors, because the 90-degree turn is responsible for a lot of infant mortality. And we can see the problem taking effect early on in our evolutionary history. Australopithecus, an entirely bipedal species, had babies that weighed 5% of the mother's mass. These are two facts that would not make being born easy, but birth isn't the only time human mothers need help. Now is when we need to talk about brain size again. Because human babies are so big, they have huge energy requirements, both in terms of being a heavy thing that needs to be carried around and needing to be fed a lot of milk. And this is almost impossible for the mother to do on her own, so group parenting kicks in. These heavy babies also limit the mother's arboreal lifestyle, meaning she spends less time acting like an ape in the trees and more time acting like a human on the ground. And this all leads to an increase in cultural transmission, as the infant learns from the whole group who all care for it. And you can draw a half arrow here, because more opportunities to learn is part of what led our brains, and our babies, to evolve to larger sizes. But you can also just say that more learning leads to almost everything we love about our species, so it's a big deal. And it's something that still affects our species today. 353,000 babies are born daily. That's 353,000 births to get through, and 353,000 new infants to care for. So it's often said that the first profession in our species' history was prostitution, but maybe give a thought to midwifery, evolving right alongside us for 3.5 million years. And I can't draw question marks, apparently. Thanks for watching. If you liked this, I'll link another couple of my videos here, and if you want to know more about the subject, I'll link both the article I used for a lot of the research and a video from the Brain Scoop that goes into more depth on the mechanics of birth in the description. And if you're watching at the time of upload, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and you'll probably see me before the New Year, but don't count on it.